Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Fresh Baked Disney. It's Saturday, March 29th. It's about 9:30 a.m. and we're sitting here on Main Street. We just got here and it's been a rough morning so far. Not much has gone my way since I got up this morning, basically. And I'm just hoping that the magic of Disney will help rescue my day. And we're gonna start it off with a little bit of breakfast. That's breakfast brought to you by Jolly Holiday. So the board's not helping my mood any. We've got 3 rides closed right now. Star Tour, Space Mountain, and Splash Mountain are all temporarily closed. It's supposed to be back open today. I don't know what to make of that. Is that earthquake related? Indiana Jones, down till spring of 2014, which is actually now. So it's just gonna be like a month or so. This is not obviously earthquake related. This is a refurb. I don't know what they're doing though. I haven't heard anything specific about any kind of upgrades or if it's just general maintenance or what. So we had an earthquake yesterday here in SoCal. It was centered about maybe 10 miles from where I live. And it was a decent sized one. It was 5.3. It was strong enough to, you know, make you a little bit worried, but not, and maybe knock a few pictures off the walls, at least where we're at, but not enough to cause any structural damage. Again, where I was at, but we were pretty close to the epicenter, so I don't figure it to be a very bad one. I think it's kind of humorous though how SoCals are somewhat blasé about their earthquake, which is obviously, you know, a defense mechanism against abject fear. Because, you know, you want to act like, oh, it's no big deal, I sleep through the earthquakes, whatever. Meanwhile, you're in the middle of an earthquake, and if you've never sat through one, it's hard to describe, but you know, it's always the same way. It always starts off real quiet. I mean, they happen within seconds. I mean, the whole thing takes just seconds, but it starts off real quiet, like you're not sure if it's an earthquake or not, and then something definitely shakes, and then you get the next ripple, and it, you know, increases in magnitude a little bit, and it starts to shake a little bit more. That's when the fear kicks in, and you're wondering every single time. You wonder, is this the one? Is this the one where it's going to get even bigger on the next shake, or does it, you know, sort of ebb back down? And if anybody tells you that they're not freaked out and they're not afraid for at least a second, they're liars. So, you know, you can hear us SoCals, like I said, get real lackadaisical and nonchalant about our earthquakes, and you know, it just goes with territory, no big deal. No. There is always going to be at least one moment where you were scared to death. Yeah, so I guess it didn't take long for Splash Mountain to get back online. The board said it was closed, but it is not. It is definitely open. You know what else is open? The secret path. But here we go. We got a view of some guests, and secret path is open. Yeehaw! I love it. Somebody asked if you could see Fantasmic from here, and I said no. And this is why. The Harbor Galley's right here, and that's where you get your lobster roll and baked potatoes. But yeah, you can't really see anything. You could see the boats come by, probably, you know, the Jungle Book crew and, you know, the princesses and whatnot. You can see them go by, but you can't really see the show at all. Good times. I love the secret path. Such happiness. And that is the moment that has cured my bad mood. Thank you so much, Disneyland. You've done it once again. I'm ready to go tackle my day. That's the line for an apparent book signing here at the Disneyana shop for Kingdom Keepers. That's a series of books set in the Disneyland universe. I've never read these, actually. I may have to. 7 books. That's pretty good. That means somebody, you know, they're doing something right. So they've got a new park guide out. It's featuring Big Thunder, which I like. I was expecting something for Easter, or, you know, with the spring colors and flowers and whatnot, but I think they did that in the last one. So. And then I noticed also they've got on the park guide Springtime Roundup. Now, I could have sworn, I wasn't planning on seeing this today, I could have sworn that wasn't going to start until April. But it's on the guide, and it's here for what, 10:30. And then 11:30 you can do the bunny hop. So that's definitely on our agenda in the next hour or so, hopefully. This is what I'm talking about. They got the new, you know, Easter brings new flowers out, new colors. This is actually different than what they did last year. I kind of like the ones they did last year. This is just a very muted purple and yellow, which I like. And they've got the same sort of theme up here, except no yellow. Well, there's some yellow in there. But they change those out every season. I love these. These are cool. This is at the flagpole here in Town Square. the things they do with these flowers is part of my love affair with the park, is because, you know, they don't necessarily have to do that, and I say that a lot. Like, there are things that they do here at Disneyland that they don't have to do. In fact, most may not even notice it. I shouldn't say most, but you know, a lot of people just walk by because they're on their way to Space Mountain. So unless you hit them over the head with it, they're not really going to pay attention. But these are the subtle things that they do in the park that make you want to believe and understand that Disneyland is better than the rest. You know, like you can't put a finger on it when you're here. You're like, why do you love Disneyland so much? Well, it's not the rides, because the rides are better at other parks, right? Or at least more, you know, thrilling. Or, you know, if you're into loops and G-forces and barrel rolls, and you know, it's super corny here, right? Everything is just overly nice and whatnot. But there's something else happening at Disneyland that makes you say Disneyland is better than the rest. And it's these kind of things that you don't even notice, that you kind of, you know, I don't want to say you take it for granted, but you know, it's just not in the front of your consciousness.